Welcome to Brown's Rod and Custom, your home for street rods, muscle cars, and Volkswagen content. This is my dad, Big Ron. He's our body man and fabricator. This is my beautiful wife, Megan, our editor-in-chief and supporter. And this is me, Adam, the designer and mechanic for our projects. If you find our videos helpful, like and subscribe for more content.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Brown's Rod and Custom. We are going to be doing a build series. This is the beginning of it, of pretty much how to assemble a Volkswagen thing. But I'm going to do a very specific and particular section here on the gas heater for the 73 thing. I've looked a lot for information on this and videos and things of that nature. There's not much out there. There is a YouTube video from Wheeler Dealer where they're doing a yellow one where he's troubleshooting this here in a spark plug and realizes he's got a fuel issue, but then it cuts out. That's about all I can find on a gas heater. Okay, so I'm going to do a very in-depth, and I mean like incredibly in-depth, overview and series of videos on how to install this thing, how to troubleshoot this thing, from literally down to the rubber mounts that it mounts on under the hood, to the ducting, which we'll be going over today, up under the dash for the defrost and all that, how to put all that together, what size bolts and screws you need, all of that, okay? Like my gas heater here that you see, my cable's bad, right? Somebody cut it off. So what I need to do, and I actually learned a lot from the Wheeler Dealer thing, I'm going to take this and pop this lid off at some point and go through that and take a heat gun and make sure that that little coil, there's a coil inside of here, make sure it shrinks up when it gets heat on it, right? To see if that's working. Once we get it all hooked up, we'll pull the plug out and make sure we have spark, and then we'll make sure we have fuel and all the things, and see if this thing actually fires off. Something else I'll be doing is going through this. I'm going to paint all of this and clean all of this up and try to figure out the wiring nightmare that is before me here. Now I do have some new parts, you know, and that's another piece, right? Like, one, where do you get the parts for a 1973 Volkswagen thing gas heater, right? And 74 is a totally different system. It's just 73. Where do you get this stuff? And I can tell you right now, I got everything that I have minus the actual gas heater itself, but he does have those as well, from Mike at thingparts.com. He's been great. Now you got to understand, some of this stuff you have to refurbish. Like this cover plate was rusty and nasty. I took it outside and sanded it down and painted it, and now it's ready to go on. He sent me the rubber mounts, the new rubber mounts that it goes on, which is great because I just bedlined and painted my car. And the ones that were there were terrible, but it was missing the nuts and washers, right? To hold it on. So what I did is I went to my local hardware store, Crowder's, right down the street, and I bought stainless steel nuts and washers to hold it on. I realized real quick, because if any of you are like me, you have a thing that might not have all the pieces, right? So you're immediately behind the eight ball trying to figure out, what do I need? How does it go? You've never even seen it installed, and finding pictures and videos of a thing torn apart to the level where you need it to be, to actually get reference photos like this stuff, is almost impossible. But what I have come to find is that the Volkswagen community, the classic Volkswagen community, is amazing, and a lot of people are out there just want to help, and that has been incredibly useful and helpful in our build. So if you guys are on like the Samba forums or something like that, ask questions. The guys that are out there probably have the answers. You will definitely get people that have no idea and just want to comment and tell you, you know, horrible things, but for the most part, there is a really good support group out there for this. So, long story short, what we do have, we have the ducts, okay? We have the ducting system. Now, the good news about this, which I was freaking out, I have the tabs, thank God. I have the ducts, but I didn't know what I was taking out of the car at the time, and they were all ripped and everything. Because this is basically like a cardboard paper material. I mean, it's very brittle, very easy to rip. And so I had the mounts, but all I had was the tab here, the ear, and no way to attach them back to my original. And so when I was thinking about this last night, I thought, you know, I'm gonna go back to my video where I unboxed all this stuff, and I saw these on here, which is great, saves my butt. So basically, I just need to put these in, and we'll be doing that here in the next video. So we have the ducting, we have the actual gas heater itself with I believe most of the parts. We have the cover for the wiring that goes here. Okay. We have this pipe. I have no idea what it's called, but we have this pipe, which I need to clean up, get all this undercoat off, and paint it. I had one of these that was cut here, and it was rotted through on the bottom. So this is helpful. There. I have the cover plate that when all this is in, it kind of goes like that. Okay, something like that. So we have that, which is huge. We've got this deal, not sure what it's called, but it comes out of the side, out of the front of the heater. But we have it, which is great. We have a new temperature timer switch, which will be going in our dash, our newly painted dash, which is great. We've got this is the vent that goes in the center under the dash once this goes in. I believe, anyway, it goes on here somewhere. I have all the different gaskets that all of this mounts into between the firewall and the gas heater. We have those. I just need to clean them up. I've got this, and I have no idea where it goes, but we're going to figure it out together. So I have a lot of it. Now, something I do have coming, I did buy the gas heater repair manual from Mike. I believe it comes from the Thing Shop, but I bought it from Mike. So that is going to be a very useful tool for us as we move forward here. I cannot tell you, I have no idea if this gas heater works. I bought it from a guy for I believe I spent $100 for this, so we'll see what happens. I know these are basically ducting. This is the ducting that pushes it through into these. I know we've got the spark plug here. We've got that coil here. Pretty basic, simple stuff. We have this cable that's we're gonna replace. That's going to, we have a new one somewhere in a box somewhere around here. We have some sketchy wiring things. I don't know. The electrical take on it makes me not excited. But I'm thinking with that manual, we'll be able to go through this and really figure out what's what and make it work correctly per factory spec. I have a sneaky suspicion I'm going to need this coil piece and the plug, but I don't know yet, so we're just holding off on that until we know. But I will be taking these intakes off, kind of unhooking this and then painting the heater itself because it's a little rough looking. And then like I showed you before, we have the 4 new mounts. I'll be putting those on today. They go through the dash area, the lower dash area. It's where it bolts in at, and then you've got this section sticking out the top. by the gas tank and whatnot under the hood. We have 4 of those, which is great. Now I did have on the ducting here, if you look at where your defrost area is, you'll see here, here's the defrost porch, right? It's got screw holes, right? So basically what I did, I'm missing one of the screws, or the factory ones, and they basically were, I got them out, but they were incredibly brittle, just terrible. So what I did is I went up to Crowder's and I got 4 stainless steel ones that are identical, with stainless steel washers that are identical to what came out. So I'll be installing stainless steel hardware with my ducting system and my mounts for the heater, nuts and whatnot, so that A, they don't rust, B, they look good, and I want this to be as nice as I could possibly make it. So I'm going to try to use everywhere possible stainless steel hardware on this car, and especially the gas heater, and kind of see where we get. But long story short, I don't want this to get too long. This is what we're going to be doing. We're going to get very in depth on it. You're going to be under the dash of the car with me, installing these ductings under the hood. You'll be right there with me putting all this together. You're going to know exactly how to put this heater in. Now, full disclaimer, this is my first time ever doing this, okay? But I'm not an idiot, and I'm pretty mechanically inclined. So I think with the book and what we have, and the support system that we have with Mike at Thing Parts, willing to answer questions and whatnot, and the community and you guys and everything else, I think we should be able to get this thing working, which would be really a kind of a cool moment, because all rights and respects, it's basically wall art at the moment. So we're going to make something that probably doesn't work, and that'll be fun. We're going to save it, which is what we do here on this channel. And I just want you guys to come along for the ride if you like. If you've got a gas heater and it works great, you don't need anything, awesome. But this will be here forever, and you know, if one day your gas heater stops working, you can refer back to this and you know, be able to troubleshoot it and hopefully fix your own stuff without having to pay a fortune, and understand what your resources are as far as where to get parts, where to get the manual for the gas heater, what these parts cost, you know, and what's entailed, you know, what to do, what not to do, because, you know, it is a gas heater, you know, you want to be careful. But we're going to go through all that. So anyway, guys, I'm going to get back to it. I'm going to go and start installing this ducting. I will do basically another part of this video will be this intro, and then the ducting and the mounts, and then we'll kind of go from there. So thank you for watching Brown's Rod and Custom. Please like and subscribe to the videos and to the channel. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. I've been talking so much. But we will definitely try to do everything in our power to document this correctly and help you guys out. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. Okay guys, welcome back to Brown's Rod and Custom. Show you what we're doing here. So what we're going to be doing, this is part 1 of our gas heater install series. We're starting with the ducting, okay? So the first thing I'm going to be doing is putting the glove box duct in. Now, as you can probably see here, I've already got this one kind of set up in here a little bit, just to see how it fit. But I'm going to go ahead and put this one in and show you the orientation. So when you put this in, you want the hook, the mount, it's going to go right here. You want that to the back. And you also want these holes right here that correlate with your defrost screws that come in from the top up here, okay? So you're going to want to kind of set this in and orientate it up. Let me get set up here. This isn't the easiest thing in the world. I tried this the first time, and the threads were all goobered up. I had to tap the threads.
that is kind of how that goes. And then this guy. So they got to slide in together here. Kind of like that. Let me grab my other screws here. I painted them earlier. I'm dumb. I like things to look right, you know, even the screws, you know, I think it's just kind of got to be somewhat right. Okay. There's that. There's that. Okay, so that's our ducts, okay? This is what we got here. Let me unhook you here. Okay. So this is how this goes. You got your one mounting tab here by your fuse block, okay? Your steering column would be right here. This duct has to intersect with this duct and kind of slide inside of it here, okay? You've got a bolt here. You have a bolt here. That is how this looks, okay? You should have a space over here because your hood latch release is over here. And then this duct is right here. This is gonna come in, and I gotta figure out how that all works. But that's how the ducting should look on the inside of your 73 Volkswagen thing for the gas heater. All right, guys, I'll be back to you in a minute. Okay guys, welcome back. So we just did the ducting. That was kind of part one. Part two is the actual mounts for the heater itself, the gas heater itself. Let me show you what we got. So these are the mounts, okay? Boom, boom, and then another two over here, okay? So what you do, they're double-sided. I already kind of put them in just so they would hold, but stainless steel hardware, they're on these plates, okay? Same goes here, all right? So that's all it is as far as the gas heater mounting tabs, bumpers, I guess you would call it. So that's all that is. Now the next thing I'm going to be looking at here is, I was just looking through just randomness that I have. And I have this, and I have this, which probably isn't going to focus, but it's the defrost light. Now I'm going to watch a video real quick, or at least look at some pictures of dashes to see which one goes where. I believe the knob goes here and the dash, or the handle goes here, and then the little light goes here, but that's where they go. I just need to know which one goes on top, which one goes on bottom. And then I have to figure out how to get the cable out and how that all works. So bear with me, I'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back to Brown's Riding Custom. As you can see, I went ahead and installed the temperature pull. This goes over to the heater. It's where my cable was broken.
but I figured out what hole that went through in the dash. And then at the defrost light, I went ahead and installed that. Super simple. I think you guys can figure that out. But it is cool looking. I mean, it is neat to see an actual switch. Switches and knobs are great. So now what I'm doing is I've actually got a piece painted I'm working on, but I'm working on getting this in, okay? With the lever, this is your defrost and heater switch, I believe. So somehow, you know, you got a switch, and then you have a this guy right here goes here. So, but there's a black plastic piece that goes in here that I have, that was on the car when I got it. I painted it. It had a little overspray and stuff, so I painted it black. So once it dries, I'll pop that in with this new cover on it, and then we'll go from there. I'll bring you guys back in a minute. Thanks for watching Brown's Riding Custom. Okay guys, so here's we got our gas heater. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna disassemble this gas heater. Now I've taken a bunch of pictures of it and I'm also filming. I'm gonna take this apart and paint this black, clean these end tanks up, and then, I don't know if you guys can see the end tanks or not, but basically pull all this apart, clean everything up the best that I can, and put it all back together once it's painted and done. Now, I'll probably let it sit overnight and dry, but that's what I'm gonna do right now, so you're coming with me. So I've already taken this off, this cover, and show you something real quick. So inside of here, zoom out a little bit here. So this is where our cable hooks, right? And this is our broken cable. So what we're gonna do here, I'm gonna loosen up this screw, pull this cable out, okay? Get rid of that because it's garbage. Now this cable is actually the cable here that we just installed that goes to this switch, okay? Right? So we're gonna start there. So I'm gonna put you back on the truck. Alright guys. Let's do this. That cable's out. That is garbage. Just gonna throw that in there. Now we have this loose for our new cable to slide in. Let's see here. How do we want to do this? I unhook the wiring harness that goes to this. Now if you're going to take this out, it's got a clamp here that you want to loosen up. And then you should be able to pull this out. Okay? Now later, we're going to test this by putting heat to it, see if it shrinks up a little bit. If it does, I think we might be in business. This looks really good inside, so this odds are this might actually work. So we're gonna hold our breath for that. I went ahead and put the lid back on just so I don't lose it. Here's this. We're just going to set that off to the side. Now we got this end tank here. Hold on, guys, I gotta move something here. Okay, let's try again. Here's the end tank, this one. Now it's got the defrost flap, which is something we'll be dealing with later, hooking the cable up to this and trying to make this work. But for now, guys, this doesn't look bad. I mean, really, scope of the world. This is what the end of this looks like. The inside with the end cap off. It's not bad. So this would be the passenger end cap off. Pretty simple to get these off. It's just pulling this clamp, loosening it up, and just working. Okay, this is what we got here. This would be the driver's side clamp. So what you have there is this. I'm guessing that's our fan. Spins. So, interesting. What I might do here, borrow this from Ron. Okay, so I blew it out. Cockroach went running. I don't know if you guys saw that. That was kind of fun. Clean this shit up. Being honest, it seems pretty basic, guys. I don't see anything crazy. And it really doesn't seem that complicated. Other than this mess of shit here. So, okay, we're to there. Good evening, welcome back to Brown's Rod and Custom. So this is going to be a continuation of the install of the gas heater into our 1973 Volkswagen thing. Kind of a guide for you guys as to what to look for and whatnot. The camera died earlier when I was taking the gas heater itself apart to paint. So I'll show you what we did, and I kept working. But a lot of the things that I did are very simple. I don't think any of you would really have any issues with it, but I'll still give you some tips and pointers on it. So just check this out. Okay, I installed, if it'll go clear, the defrost and heat little deal here. It's got a light bulb in there. Now I still have to hook up the lever back here, but that's in. I also installed the temperature switch, knob, I guess, whatever you want to call it, and the defrost light. It's pretty cool. It actually works, which is pretty cool. Now this, the knob just spins off. You just literally just run it off like a nut, and then this back here spins off, and you insert it from the back side here. Get you in here. You insert it from back here, and boom. Okay. Now the actual cable goes through a grommet. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's right there. Right there. Okay? And it comes out right there. This guy comes around. And then this is actually the broken cable that you saw me remove from the gas heater. So, good news is we know where that goes. So that's pretty great. So we have that. We have that. We have our duct work in. Okay. Duct work is in. I feel like I'm missing a piece here, but I'm not sure. I gotta put the gas heater in tomorrow once I put it all back together and see if I'm just crazy or if I'm really missing something. So we have that. Take you out here. I also installed the mounts for the gas heater, and you can see the stainless nuts and washers that I have. So once this goes in, it'll be pretty tidy there. Now out here, I've been painting these. So these are this is one of the end caps to the gas heater. This is the cover that goes over all the electronics. These are the seals right here that go through the body, and everything goes through it. This comes off of the gas heater on the front, and then it's got a series of pipes that go to it. And this here is the duct that's under the dash there by where the heat and defrost switch is. So all of this has been painted. I used Duplicolor trim and bumper paint in gloss black, and it's turned out pretty good so far. I still need to flip the gaskets or the seals around and do the other side, but right now I'm just going to let this cook out here in the 95-degree weather. Let me take you inside and I'll show you the actual gas heater itself. We'll talk about that for a second. Alright, so there's the gas heater. Here is the other end tank. It turned out really good. Now here's a gas heater. It's all painted up. I did gloss black on it. I'm gonna untape it tomorrow. I'm just letting this thing sit here and dry so I don't get fingerprints on it. Same with that pipe that comes off of it. Now here's all the wiring that I took off, and one of the rings. But it's a maze. But now tomorrow when I go to put all this stuff back on, I'll bring you with me and show you how I did it and where everything goes. This guy I think is still good. This is where that cable out there goes. We're gonna test this, and the way you test this, from what I saw, you take a heat gun, you heat this element up, and if it starts to shrink up a little bit, then odds are this works, from what I understand. So there's that. I've got a bunch of other stuff in here that I took off of it. So tomorrow should be fun. We gotta put all that together. And then I want to install this into the car, and I want to install as much of the piping as I can. I have the one pipe that comes off the front. It's a long pipe that goes into the fender that I still need to really do a great cleanup job on. It's got a bunch of undercoating on it and 10 different colors of paint, and I really need to clean it up. But for now, this is where we're at. So basically we've installed the ductwork. We've installed the temperature switch. We've installed the defrost light. We've installed the other defrost light on the other side where it's the you switch from defrost to heat. That's in. We have torn down the gas heater and painted it, and all of the associated parts. And tomorrow I'm going to bring all that stuff in here tonight so it's in a nice controlled environment. And tomorrow we will put it all together and get it on the car. So this will be part one. We do, something else that's kind of cool. We do have a new temperature switch. This is the timer switch. I think that's really cool. I don't know if you guys can get this on the thing, but it's got like a deep green color with white writing. It's really sharp. It's gonna look good in that dash. But I can't put that in until probably for another 4 or 5 days when we paint the dash panels and the doors and the hood and all that. So that goes into that. So otherwise, guys, I'm gonna leave you with that. Right now, that's what we've got. This has already been painted and done. It's waiting to go on. So yeah, really my concern is going to be just putting this back on and together in the right places. But I took some really good pictures, and I think we'll be all right. And really my big concern on the wiring is this right here. There was an on-off toggle switch that they had wired in with these 3 wires here, and that seemed a little sketch to me. So we'll see where that goes, but that's just all going here. And I feel like this might, one of these is a shutoff, I believe, high temp shutoff, like 300 degree or something. That might be this, but either way, if that's the case, we'll just get one of these and do away with the sketchy wiring and try not to catch on fire or blow up. So anyway, guys, I hope you have a great night. Thanks for watching Brown's Rod and Custom. I hope this is going to be useful for you guys. Really, the hardest part of this so far has been just disassembling everything and prepping. It's really straightforward if you're not afraid of it. So don't be afraid of it. It's just car parts, and it's very, very doable. So tomorrow we'll get back to it. That'll be part 2, and we'll go from there. Hope you guys have a great night. Thanks for watching Brown's Rod and Custom. Please like and subscribe to the channel.